It's Trevor G. Blake from trevorgblake.com. I recently did some Facebook Live videos, and the purpose was to talk about mentality control. But before we even got into the tools and techniques of mentality control, I wanted to explain to the audience the importance of starting your day in a specific way, in a ritualistic manner. And this isn't something that I've come up with. I have a ritualistic start to every day, but only because I've read a lot of books by people who've studied what are the common habits amongst successful people, wealthy people, pioneers, musicians, artists, the people who get to the top of their game. What do their lifestyles look like? How do they think? How do they behave? And I've formed a habit of doing this for decades, because I first did it when I was a teenager, sort of 15, 16, 17 years old. And I used to read biographies. I was fascinated by them, and I found these common habits amongst the successful people that I adopted and used in my own life, even from a very early age, and it completely changed my life. And I became, evangelical about these three simple steps that eventually became my book, 3 Simple Steps, and my course, Transformation. And it's all about developing these habits and these attitudes. And one of those things, one common habit, more than 50% of all self-made millionaires that have been studied, and they've been studied longitudinally, so been studied over about a 10-year period, and there were over 5,000 of these successful people in all aspects of life. And over 50% of them had this incredible morning routine, and it's very similar to the one that I've developed over the years. So I'll just tell you what it is and encourage you to try and, you don't have to do exactly the same thing, but try to build this into your day. So the most important thing is that when we wake up, we pull ourselves out of what some sages call the totality. We've been in a different place when we're asleep. And so when we're awake, we're back in the physical, 3-dimensional, 5-sensory world. But most people are so sleepy in the morning and slow to get out of bed, or they turn over and pull the cover over their head, or they just don't feel like they want to get out of bed because they're in a job they don't enjoy, or their life isn't the way they want it to be. And so most people start the day in a not the most positive and not the healthiest manner. And it's easy to snap out of that very, very easily, very quickly. And that is that as soon as our eyes open, no matter what time it is, 4 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep, or it's 9 o'clock, it doesn't matter. But whenever you wake up and you open your eyes, you say something really, really positive. Now, this sounds new agey, right? I'm the last person to promote new age. I'm a Brit, and I'm cynical. And so I only use things that are scientifically proven. And it's scientifically proven that if we use a positive affirmation in the morning, that we fire up parts of our brain that otherwise take hours to come alive and to help us. We immediately kind of focus our energy and our chemical cascade into this area that's going to give us a better day than if we didn't do that. And one of the tricks is not to say I can and I will or something like that, is to do it in reverse time. So we'll say something like, and I do this in my head, obviously, otherwise, my partner's going to think that I'm a lunatic. So I do it in my head, and I'll say, I'm Trevor G. Blake, and I am, and then I fill in the blank, depending on what my intention for my life is. I'm Trevor G. Blake, and I am, and today went brilliantly. Not today's going to go well, or I'm going to have a great day, but today went brilliantly. And I don't have time on this video to explain the science behind why that's a magical trick, but you can go to trevorgblake.com and you can read all about it. And so we use what I call a reverse time affirmation in the morning. That alone is a tip that could be worth millions to you, okay, over time. So then I immediately jump out of bed, and I literally jump because I want to get my energy up high. I go into the bathroom, I look at myself in the mirror, and I tell myself something good about myself. And maybe, in the old days when I was first starting out in business, I would look in the mirror and I'd say, I'm Trevor G. Blake, and I'm a brilliant businessman. I am a brilliant businessman, or I am a brilliant investor, or whatever I was doing at the time. I am a brilliant writer, whatever I'm doing. And it just pumps you up, makes you feel good, and you start your day in the right way. And you're ready. And so whatever you do next isn't really important in the sequence of things, but I always then immediately go from I'm up, I am, into meditation. And I spend 20 to 30 minutes in meditation. And in all of the books of the secrets to the successful, if you like, putting them all, there's probably about 1,000 of these books, but putting them all in one category, 67% admit that the first thing they do in the morning is some form of meditation. And it could be something as simple as, I come up here quite often, it could be something as simple as sitting on a bench here and just looking at the ocean, doing nothing for 20, 30 minutes. Trying to stop your brain going crazy, but it always goes crazy, and that's fine. We just work with it. But we give ourselves 20 to 30 minutes just for us. And I can honestly tell you that every good idea that I've had, just like Ray Dalio says, every good idea he's ever had came to him during or just after meditation. Every good idea I've ever had came in a place like this. I'd sit quietly for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and sometimes second guess myself and think, am I just crazy doing this? I know everyone else is doing it, but the voice was going crazy in my head and I didn't seem to be very relaxed and everything. And then I'll get up and I'll start walking back to my house, and a brilliant idea will come out of the ether. And it happens again and again. And so that's my morning routine. I give myself actually 2 hours from the moment my eyes open to the moment that I actually address the world. So no electronics, no text checking, no email checking, nothing, no WhatsApp checking, nothing like that. You must, as soon as you get distracted by any one of those things, it's over. Scientifically, it's shown that it takes 35 minutes to get back on track once you get distracted. And so all of the successful people that I've followed all my life and admired and wished that I could have met, all of them had this golden period in the morning, sometimes as short as an hour and sometimes as long as 3 hours, where it was just them, their conscious and their subconscious, just together, without interruption, without distraction. And that's what I do in the morning for myself. And so I get out of bed, I do my reverse, I open my eyes, do my reverse time affirmation, I pump myself up, I could go and meditate for 20 to 30 minutes. And then I have a beautiful leisurely breakfast, and then I have some other tips and tricks that I do in the morning that set me up for a successful day. And if you want to know what they are, then just go to trevorgblake.com and go down the rabbit hole of Secrets to a Successful Startup, and you'll have all of those tricks and tips for yourself as well. But at least start like this. So if you're watching this, let's say you're watching this on a Friday, then you've got the perfect opportunity over a weekend just to try it out and measure, observe. Observation is like the foundation of magic. Okay, so we observe, how do I feel in the morning when I don't do this? And then how do I feel on the mornings when I do these new things? And once you observe and you feel that difference, then it becomes a habit that you'll never let go again.